Welcome to the Divine Healing Channel. Sorry. It's quite late at night. I actually just finished doing a reading a few hours ago, but Spirit was kind of talking to me a little bit and had brought up a few things to me and had asked me if I would come back and do another reading. And I asked them why they wanted to do another reading. And they simply just came out with the fact that they were talking to me about how, like the last reading was just basically about how, being mistreated and, somebody's running around on you or whatever they're doing. And how it brought up a little bit about kind of beating yourself up and maybe putting yourself down or not thinking, let me get rid of this here. Something's on TV kind of going crazy here. Anyway, it was talking about it even brought up like the Archangel Raphael, and which is heart healing. So I did know it had something to do with like the heart and healing. But they were saying how, how like you always, we're always talking about like turning in, looking inward and all that. And I'm like, yeah. And they're like, well, there is, people are and do all the time look inward and they don't even realize that they do. And I said, how do you mean? And they were saying how people do look inward but sometimes they look inward and they're not looking inward in a nice way. They're not looking inward towards themselves, like going within and saying, it's funny that even came up, release, and then look, passion. Yeah, like freeing yourself. There's another one. They were talking about how like when we're going through hard situations and difficult situations, and especially when it comes to the heart, we tend to turn inwards, yes, but we don't turn inwards as in a positive way. Sometimes we turn inwards at first, not like at first we turn inwards and we're just like, okay, well, what's wrong with me? Or, like I'm too fat or I'm too old or I'm, like I'm this or I'm that. And you beat yourself up. And that's what they mean. Like everybody turns inward, but not always in a good way. So when they're asking you to turn inwards, when they're saying, okay, we need you to look in, oh my God, what is that? There is the most rotten smell that just came across me. I'm gonna blame it on the dog because I don't want to think about anything else that could have come across my path. Oh, that is terrible. Anyway, they were just talking about how when we turn inward and beat ourselves up and stuff like that, like how damaging that is, and that it's the opposite of what they really want us to do. And I was just like, okay, so what do you want me to do? Like, what do you want to talk about? Like, what do you want? You want to literally do another reading? And they're, yes, but we want to do something a little different. I said, okay. So they asked me to bring out this one deck, and this deck is about self-care and wisdom cards. And in the lid, they asked me to read the lid, and it says, what if being kind to yourself really could change everything? I just want to keep making sure that it's recording because, I do have electronic problems. So what's weird is that, well, I guess not weird. Nothing's really weird. But like cards always come in some of the decks, and I never read them because, well, I'm just not interested, I suppose. And this one is like, it caught my attention, and I'm like, what are you trying to show me, Spirit? And they're like, you really need to read this because this is something that you just don't even know. And I'm like, okay, so this deck is done by this Cheryl Richardson, and it goes on a little bit here about the author, and it says Cheryl Richardson is a New York Times bestselling author of several books, including Take Time for Your Life, the art of extreme self-care, and waking up in winter in search of what really matters at midlife. It goes on here about this doctor, Dr. R. Hawkins, MD and PhD, from his time on this earth here was from 1917 or 27 to 2012. Anyway, he was the director of the Institute of Spiritual Research and the founder of Path of Devotional Non-Duality. He was renowned for pioneering research in the field of consciousness, as well as an author, lecturer, clinician, physician, and scientist. He served as an advisor to the Catholic and Protestant churches and Buddhist monasteries, appeared on major network television and radio programs, and lectured widely at such places as Westminster Abbey, the Oxford Forum, and the University of Notre Dame and Harvard University. His life was devoted to the upliftment of mankind until his death in 2012. And I'm like, why are you showing me this? And they're saying how, I don't know why my throat all of a sudden is really scratchy and going on. Ooh, I had to get a big drink. My throat was all scratchy. And then it was here, like here, it says, dear friends, whenever you need additional understanding about a challenge taking place in your everyday world, choose cards for inspiration and guidance. Every life experience, no matter how tragic, contains a hidden lesson. When we discover and acknowledge the hidden gift that is there, a healing takes place. Each card is a stepping stone of light that can bring you greater freedom, deeper insights, and higher awareness as you continue to practice the letting go technique. Let these cards be reminders that it is in our inner reactions to a situation and not the situation itself that is causing us pain. Our work is within, and the more we surrender the emotional blocks, the happier and freer we will be. These cards can be used as alternatives if you are working with the Letting Go Guide Journal, or as stand-alone messages to help in letting go. Please note that the quotes preceding the following 4 dot eclipses do not follow consecutively in the Letting Go book, Letting Go, the Pathway of Surrender. So, this is what I'm saying. Like, a lot of these doctors, like, they really leaned into the spiritual acceptance of the consciousness of how the universe works as a consciousness, co-creative entity. But what there's like, and this is why I never read these before, but that's why Spirit was talking to me and saying, like, we do all go within. It's just sometimes we go within for the wrong reasons, and when we go within, we beat ourselves up. It's like we put on these boxing gloves and we start beating the crap out of ourselves. And instead of doing that, they want us to go in and go, okay, like, why did I get so upset? I don't really have a bond with this person, but I felt so betrayed by them when I found out the whole truth that they had been lying. But why did I lose my temper? Why did I flip out? Why did I scream and yell and break that vase? Like, why did I get so upset? And, like, that's the kind of healing they want you to go in and do. That's what they want you to look in and say, why was I so highly triggered? What caused me to lose control of myself? Why did this person have so much power over me that I lost control? That's the kind of stuff Spirit wants us to look at. They don't want us to be going in, looking in and going, oh yeah, if I would have done this, then that wouldn't happen. And maybe if I would have done this person wouldn't have done that. But you know what? You can never change what other people do. You have no control of the exterior of yourself. We all think we do, but we don't. We have no control over that. The only thing we can control is ourselves and what's going on within us and how we react to everything. So with that, I'm sure that's what this is talking about, and that's what Spirit was talking about and asked me to come out with these cards. So I'm just going to do what Spirit asked so that they can leave me alone and I can rest. Now, I'm sure this isn't the only deck, but I think they just want this to be a little short one. I think they just want us to all like take a little advice and to help with our healing, because that's what it's all about, the healing, recognizing. And that card even said, and I think I've said that in many other readings too, that healing, just acknowledging it is it actually does heal it a little bit. Sometimes the best decision is no decision at all. Yeah, see, when you're upset and you don't know what to think and you don't know what to, sometimes it's best just to leave things alone for a bit. Look, imbalance, decision, look. And that was something that was going on. Look, and there's the moon and the sun in the other one. And that's the balance. And that actually was in that other reading about the balance. See, making decisions, yeah, make no decision at all. Sometimes when you're upset, don't make decisions when you're upset. Don't, it's really hard to say don't do this and don't do that, because when you're really mad, oh boy, it's really hard to keep that in. It truly is. But you're best off if you're that angry, it's to take that deep breath and just try to get yourself away from the situation as fast as you can, and just like go walk it off or lift weights, or those guys that just need to like pump the iron or whatever, like you just gotta like let that out and then come back to the situation and think about it. And if you get all angry again, then you just go away and you just kind of rinse, repeat until you're able to like deal with it in a sound mind, so that you're going to be able to like speak your truth and make sure that your boundaries are in place, all that, you know what I mean? Oh my gosh, yeah, look, security, because yeah, it rocks your world. When terrible things happen, it sure does. It rocks your world, because you realize that you've wasted your time, or it's going to take all kinds of time to try to fix it. It takes a lot of space. It takes a lot of your energy. It takes a lot of personal power and your love and your self-care. See, that it rocks everything. It takes that security and it just shakes that foundation that you're on, right? That you think it's a strong foundation, and then sometimes you find out it wasn't a strong foundation at all. But then you know what, as time goes on and you look back and you go, yeah, I can see where things were wrong, where things didn't, you know what I mean? When you separate yourself from it in time, like you can separate yourself from it, you can look back and go, yeah, I see the signs now. But sometimes when you're so close to it, you just don't see them, right? True security comes from having a reserve of time, space, energy, personal power, and love. Make deposits in all of these accounts, and you'll be a wealthy person indeed. Yeah, see, this is talking about how you pour all that into yourself and not into other people. You need to take care of yourself first, because if you don't, you're no good to anyone else anyway. So that's why they're saying, like, you make those deposits into your own self. Okay, Spirit. What else do you want us to know here? Change course. New door. Oh, look, and they're talking about those keys again. Look. And you have 3 different keys here. Past, present, and future. A closed door is an invitation from life to move in an even better direction. It's time to change course. And that's what that other reading was about. Sometimes you have to go on, like, you have to have that that pain to get you onto a different path. Patience was in that reading too, about being patient. That, some people aren't being patient or whatever. Oh, Spirit. going on with these cards? They're just like flying around on me. Yeah, priorities. Your priority is you. This month too, right now. They're saying right now, today, start today, start tonight. Is there another card here? Is it just 3? I heard, yeah, just 3. Elevate your self-worth. That's what this is all about. They want you to elevate your self-worth. Right on, Spirit. Okay, we're going to leave that card right up. We're going to put your self-worth right here. Okay. And then letting go. Is that same doctor? Hold on a second. What is that? What was that doctor's name? They wanted me to bring out a deck, and it's like that. Look, it is too. Oh, look, and this is the doctor that was born from 1927 to 2012. David R. Hawkins, MD and PhD. I didn't even realize that. Look at that. But this was done by somebody. This was done by Cheryl Richardson. But she's talking about this doctor that headed this program for the what was that program you said? What was that? Spiritual research. Yeah, see, they have that stuff all measured now. They can measure that with like brain waves and stuff. Yeah, like if I sat down and they put like these brain probes on my scalp, they could measure me tapping into spirit. When letting go, ignore all thoughts, focus on the feeling itself, not the thoughts. Yeah, that's what they're talking about, those thoughts. Those thoughts, man, they can really mess with your head. And you know what? I have a feeling this is like for those women out there, because, you know, men probably do it too, but not as much as women. I think women are just conditioned by society that, you know, they're supposed to be the nurturers, they're supposed to be taking care of everybody, you know, yada, yada, yada. And yeah, that's what, you know, a lot of them do. And that's what we all do, I guess, is to the best of our abilities. But no one ever tells us about taking care of ourselves and the importance. And that's what the man's supposed to do. The man's supposed to take care of you and keep you healthy, because, you know, keep you centered, keep you on track, because, you know what I mean? Like, you take care of everybody else, but you need somebody to help guide you. And that's what the men's supposed to do. And a lot of, you know, that doesn't seem to happen anymore. You know that they say happy wife. That's the men that care about their wives and their state of mind, because they're taking care of their body, mind, and spirit, is what I heard, because they use that term, happy wife, happy life. That's why they say that. Because when they keep their wives happy and keep them feeling fulfilled and, you know, beautiful and needed and all the things that women need to, you know, because they give so much, right? They need, their cup needs to be filled too. And the more you fill their cup, the more they're going to overflow yours. Because that's what women do. They take stuff and then they multiply it. They do too. Yes, they do. Okay, Spirit, what do you want these souls to know? This one here. When our inner feelings are of peacefulness, serenity, tranquility, stillness, openness, and simplicity, the effect on others is to increase their awareness with their own, and to give them a greater sense of freedom, protection, unity, and at oneness with ourselves. And I just finished saying that. Women take that stuff and they multiply it. So if you're being like, if your spouse or your whatever is filling you like they're supposed to, then you are going to overflow. You're going to take that and multiply it and give that back out. As we relinquish the negative suppressed feelings from all the programs we have internalized, they are automatically replaced by the higher ones. I just finished saying that. How we've been like programmed through society. Oh, Spirit. I just don't even know what to say half the time. Yeah, this came out twice too. They're saying look down and read that. Then at the end of the day, sit down and surrender anything that came up that you overlooked or didn't have time to pay attention to. This is called cleaning up, which may help you sleep better. At the end of the day, sit down and surrender anything. Yeah, you're just going to have to let it go, because that's what keeps women up at night, because they lay down and they're just like, their head's on the pillow, and then their mind starts going. It's like, oh, I forgot to do that, and I didn't put the clothes in the dryer, and oh, geez, I forgot to sew that for, oh, I forgot to do this, and oh, I forgot to do that. That's what they're talking about. They're just saying anything that you didn't get to, you're just like, I'm only one person. I can't do everything in one day. It's just going to have to wait, and everything will work out. You just got to like put yourself in that mindset. Yeah, as old ways of looking at things are challenged, our worldview begins to stretch and expand. Spirit. But this one, they're on both sides. So that is at the end of the day, surrender. Start the day by surrendering your thoughts and feelings about your expectations. Yeah. Picture the way you would like it to go, and let go of all negative thoughts that would interfere with things going that way. You know what? I read this thing one time, and it was about how, like, say for instance, like when you get up in the morning and say you're late for you see your alarm didn't go off and you were late, and then you were just like, oh, F, damn. And then like on your way, run into the bathroom, you stub your toe, and then you're like hopping around going, oh, God damn it. This is going to be one of these days, la, la, la. And then you, I don't know, you burnt your hand on the tap, and then you spilt your coffee on your leg, and like all these things just kind of like, roll over. And they just keep going and going. Everybody's had those. You know what? You know what? And it really does work, because I have experimented with all this stuff, and I've tried all these different things because I'm just weird like that. But so when those days would happen, they say you just take that, you just stop for a minute. Like say you get into your car. Say that's just to get into your car. Okay, so you're on your way to work, but they're just saying, okay, you're already running late. Just take that minute, and you just take those deep breaths, and you let it all go, and you just say, okay. And you picture in your mind, every green light is going to show up. Every time you're coming into an intersection, the light's going to turn green. You're going to have no traffic. You're just going to smooth sail. You're going to get towards work. You're going to get a parking spot right next, or say in doctor's appointment or whatever you're going to. And you vision that empty parking spot's going to be right there waiting right by the front door, so you don't have to walk all through the parking lot, which is going to take another 5-7 minutes. It's going to take you like 10 seconds to get out of your car and in the building, and you're basically going to be like 5 minutes late instead of 25 minutes late. And I'm telling you, it really does work. You change that mindset, like when all those things are happening, like all those negative things are going on, all like do. If you kind of just stop it and go, okay, I got to change my mindset here. I got to, you know what I mean? I got to get out of this, like, stubbing my toe and, getting up late and all that. You just change your whole, I'm telling you, try it. It's really amazing. It's truly amazing. Yeah, I've done it for a long time. And, it takes a little practice, but it really does work. It's really cool. Is there anything else, Spirit? Okay, I'm just... Oh, the inner child, right. I didn't look at it. That's why they wanted me to bring out one angel number 2. I don't know what that's about. Yeah, look, and then this one, your ultimate healing comes from within. And that's what they were talking about, all about going within, like when you go within. But see, that's where you got to be careful, because You can go within, but you can't beat yourself up. Nope. Because you know what? You can't be responsible for what other people do to you. It's not your responsibility. I heard it's not your responsibility to take that on. Yeah, that's not your response. Let it come forth. Yeah, that when you let go of that old, it helps bring in the new. You do not have to go it alone. Yeah. You want to bring out an angel number 2. I see you keep pointing that out to me. Yeah. Elevate that self-worth. That's really, you send all that. You know what? And that is something that a lot of adults do not do. They don't love themselves. They pour that love into their spouse. They pour that love into their children. They pour that love into their parents. They pour that love into their siblings and their friends. You know, they pour that, kindness into everyone. Well, why wouldn't you pour that into yourself? Look, and that came out. Look, 22, let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel it. Yes, and that's what they're talking about. To feel it. Yeah, this is what you're talking about here. Was it this one? What is it? The one feeling. Oh, yeah, that's it. Here we go. Do the feeling, but don't feel the feelings, but not the thoughts. We did read that somewhere. But that's what they're talking about there. Just the one? Is it just the one? Let love guide you. Yeah, see? Put that love in yourself. Choose to see the good in the world today. Yeah, okay. That's it for that one. They just want the one and the angel number, and then call them the reading. I said, yeah. Okay. I know you want me to pull out a chakra card too. Optimism 5151. 1, 2, 3, progress. Yes, that brings progress. All that little stuff, like just acknowledging your pain, acknowledging that you can't control your external world. You can only control your internal world. But when you look within, don't look within with boxing gloves on, is what I just heard Spirit say. Don't look within with those boxing gloves. And it's choices 12, and that's been something but that was in reverse. Oh, Spirit, what is going on? When there's, they do have the reverse in these. So there is a message here that they want to talk about. Reversed inner conflict is taking over, Spirit. Taking on more than you can handle, ignoring red flags, and failure to address personal issues. Your affirmation, believe it or not, putting myself and my mental health first, is never selfish. Look, so 1212 here is you have been consumed with inner conflict and need to address it before it causes damage. Self-doubt and insecurities may be holding you back from making major growth moves. And there's stuff here that they're talking about that, right? Change course and all that. Insecure, holding you back. Turn your attention toward making real positive change and choices for your mental health. Actively put your own needs first. I cannot even make that up. They wanted me to pull that card, and look, 1212, that's what that means. You're not putting yourself first. And that's what they're saying. You need to make this decision, because you know what? You could be getting up into the years where you can't be doing that to your body anymore, because all that mental and emotional pain, that really does cause health problems. It truly does. And it's a true study, because I took this course for helping people with mental health issues, because anyway, it's a story, but maybe for another day, not today. Anyway, I had taken this course through one of the local hospitals here. And in that course, they actually talked about that. They talked about people that have sustained periods of mental stress and all that, like having, all the stress on your mind and on your soul all the time, that they have documented those people don't live as long, because it causes health issues. Believe it or not, it's actually it's a real thing, and that's actually what they have been looking at for people to and I literally just talk about shaking your foundation, and it comes up here, safety. And this is your root chakra. This is what helps root you into Gaia. But it says here, safety in the hurricane of life, a strong foundation will keep you safe. And I talked about that when you have all this bad stuff coming, it just rocks your foundation. It rocks your world. Maybe that wasn't this reading and it was the other one. The security, no, yeah, it's the security. It just rocks your foundation. And it's surprising that I pulled that card. Look, it's on the bottom again. Truth. Speak from your heart, yeah. You can't be beating yourself up anymore. And look, security. And I was just talking about that. And here's the card, security. Look, security. I don't know if you can see that. I'm telling you, I can't make this stuff up. Spirit is just so tapped in with me. It's just amazing. I've very powerful psychic abilities to feel more secure, deepen your connection with nature. And I just literally finished saying about the root chakra being tapped into Gaia, into Earth. And nature, see, that's what, look, see how she's like leading you? She's like, you know, let it come forth. Give yourself permission to feel it. And look, she's even got a little bird. And she's calling, like, and she's in nature. Because you know what? When you get into nature, there's a lot of healing that takes place. You probably don't even realize that. A lot of people don't even know a lot of this stuff. I mean, a lot of this stuff, people are just like, I didn't even know this was a thing. I didn't even know, like, you know, like I've lived all these years on, and I thought I was wise and I thought I knew. But then you find out, like, you know, you've been fooled and, you know, we've all been, you know, all this stuff has been hidden from us, all this information that we should have always known. And the solar plexus, abundance, yep, the world is abundant when you choose to see it that way. And that's what they're talking about, your mind. And you can manifest, you can co-create with spirit. It's your solar plexus, it's citron. That's the stone. Okay, Spirit, is that all you want to do here? Creation, yep. The flames of destruction will ignite a rebirth. Fire agate. The sacral. Those are all the lower chakras too, because they brought up, and they actually brought them, yeah, because it was the root. Oh, because you know what? Those lower chakras, those are the lower vibrational chakras. Yep. Those are all where you know, you have all those, you beat yourself up in those chakras when you're hanging out there too long. Yeah, you can get stuck in that. They want me to look up 22 because it came out twice. They said there's a message here, and then I'm closing the reading. But there was something important. They really want it, let it come forth. Oh, there's an inner exercise work. That's why there's an inner thing. Okay, so many things occur in life that we may be unable to process. And most, if not all of these unprocessed events and emotions can be stored inside of us. Yeah, you might want to go back and look at one of those things that I talked about, the DNA. If you have pulled this card, then it might mean there is a repressed emotion, memory, or aspect of the self that is hindering you in your current situation. As repressed emotions can subconsciously fuel many of our behaviors and interactions within the world, it can be beneficial to explore this. That's what they're talking about, the inner healing. So there's somebody that is really needing this message, and that's why Spirit asked me to come back, even though it's like, you know, like after midnight on now, that would be the 27th, because I did a reading on the 26th, and it's been a few hours since that. But the inner work exercise they're saying here to help you, like, maybe process whatever is going on. One of the ways we deal with overwhelming emotions is by storing them within our physical body. I just literally finished talking about that. How we can cause health problems. We can access these trapped emotions through physical, intuitive movement. For this practice, feel your body and move how you feel led to move. Feel your body and move how you feel led to move. Particularly focus on any area that feel as if they are under pressure. If you need to punch the air, go for it. If you need to scream or dance wildly, go for it. As you practice this exercise, try to surrender to how your body needs to move. Try to withhold judgment and practice this exercise alone. Yeah, don't judge yourself. Just, yeah, that's like, you know what I heard? Dance like you're alone. Like how you would like just put on that music and just sway to the music and dance as if you were alone. And you know what? You will tune into your soul. And then the next thing you know, you're going to be twirling and spinning. You're going to be like, holy cow, I would never do this on a dance floor. But you know what? You'll be smiling and you will be like, whoa, I can feel the vibration like just rising in me. I could just feel the love coming, building in my heart. Try to withhold judgment and practice this exercise alone in a dimly lit room. If you have trouble letting go, be gentle with yourself. Note, this can be a heavy practice. Please only continue if you are comfortable working with and releasing stuck or repressed emotions. If you feel as though you need further assistance in this practice, consider visiting a somatic therapist or trauma work professional. What's a somatic therapist? It's somatic is SOMATIC. I've never heard of that. I'm going to have to look that up. That's interesting. And responsive journaling prompt. Ask yourself if there is anything that needs to be spoken aloud and released. Write it down, what comes forth, observing it without judgment, and proceed to speak aloud what needs to be spoken. Yeah, the judgment. See, this is where was telling me. See, this is almost like come from the other reading, because it was talking about that separation and the wavering and all that. And that was telling me that when you're doing that wavering, if whoever's wavering, that means you're beating yourself up, because then you start doubting yourself. You start thinking, oh, well, maybe so-and-so I can change them or help them change or whatever. Maybe they won't do this to me anymore or whatever. But no, you beat yourself up. You can't lower yourself for that. No. You need to keep those standards up because you deserve better. You make that decision to balance your life. You just, you have, Spirit is right there. Okay, so I'm going to leave that alone, and hopefully this is going to help somebody move on. But I want to look up what that means. I'm leaving this book out. I want to search that, because this stuff is always very interesting for me too, and I learn a lot going through these cards. But so I'm just, thank you, Spirit, for bringing this, and I hope this is helpful to somebody that needs it, because it's keeping me up late at night to do it. So thank you, Spirit, for all the wonderful messages, and I hope this is helpful to somebody that's in their healing process, and I hope this will bring you some peace, truly. So I hope this finds you well.